Today we're going to cover deadheading and harvesting dahlias. When you harvest your dahlia plants want to be cut. They like to grow, they like to bloom. The more you cut them, the more they will bloom. But when you are harvesting, you want to harvest deep into the plant. Most people would come and cut their dahlia right here because you can see there's going to be a bud right over here, and they want to save that bud. If you want your dahlia to continue to grow strong, healthy stems, you want to cut deep inside the plant, about 15 to 18 inches from the bloom to where you cut. So instead of cutting like right here or right here, I'm going to cut way down here so that it'll be 15 to 18 inches. Now, regardless of whether you are harvesting to bring your dahlias in for arrangements, you still need to deadhead. And deadheading involves just removing the spent blooms. If you don't remove the spent blooms, your dahlia plant will go to seed and will stop blooming. So let's take a look over here. Here's a dahlia that has been pollinated. It's past its prime. When you deadhead, you can go ahead and just cut at the base of that stem of that flower. So I'll go ahead and cut that because I still have some other buds here that could bloom. Now, once these buds have bloomed, then again you want to cut deep into the plant so that the dahlia continues to grow nice, healthy, strong stems. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut the dahlia. It should be anywhere from 15 to 18 inches, and then you're going to cut off all of these side stems. And I know it's hard to cut these buds, but trust me, the dahlia plant's going to love it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut all of these off, whether I want this long of a stem or not for my arrangement. It needs to be that long. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and harvest another dahlia. Okay, so most people would want to cut right here so that they could save that bloom right there. But the plant's not going to like that, and you want longer stems. So you're not going to cut here. I'm going to go all the way down to here, really far down into the plant and cut. Now, if you have a shorter dahlia plant, such as Linda's Baby or Diana's Memory, you may not be able to get quite as deep into the plant just because they're shorter. You may not be able to get your 15 to 18 inches, but go ahead and cut, instead of cutting here, go ahead and cut down here when you harvest. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about deadheading dahlias, and it can be a little bit confusing if you have missed the obvious stage. You can tell that the flower on this one has passed. Very obvious, and you know that you need to deadhead that. But if you're not keeping a close eye on things, it can be a little bit confusing because a bud and a flower that needs to be deadheaded can look very, very similar. This will start to close up more when it's going to go to seed. So here's an example. It has started to close up, and it kind of almost has the appearance of a bud. But here's the difference. A dahlia bud, and this one's starting to open just a little bit. A dahlia bud is going to be nice and round, very round in shape, where one that needs to be deadheaded and is getting ready to go to seed is more of a cone shape. But they're both kind of closed up. But this one is definitely more of a cone shape. So I hope that makes it a little easier for you to tell the difference between a bud and a flower that needs to be deadheaded.